Hi, I'm Rebecca. Welcome to my sewing room. This is So Be It. Today I'm working on a project that is a little bit different. It is not a garment. In fact, it is my Christmas cow ornaments we are making. You may have seen this back in my video from when I went to the Mid-Atlantic Shop Hop and Pattern Con. So this is a pattern that has 4 Christmas ornaments. It's the wool felt or felt wool that I have. It all came together in the kit. It includes the embroidery floss and a needle. It also includes, I think, 36 inches of the gold string to make the ornament loops. This booklet has all of the patterns in it and step-by-step instructions of how to assemble it, but you can see that there are pages missing right here because I already cut them out. They are pages that are just covered in pattern pieces that you can either trace and cut out, or like me, just go ahead and cut them all out. So that's what I did. The smaller pieces I still have all held together on the paper until I need them. Like one of my cows, only one of my cows is wearing a Santa hat, so I'll cut out the Santa hat parts when I get to that cow. Only one of them has a ribbon. Only 2 of them have the holly. One of them has the cowbells. So all of those are staying together. Same with the nostril, the eye, the smile, and the ears. And the horns. The horns will also get used, like the ribbon and all of that. But the facial features, I will only use those pattern pieces as a template to trace them on to the felt, because I will be hand embroidering those designs. So I actually have a lot of my bigger pieces already cut out. So I'm going to cut out all of the things I need for every ornament, which I need to cut out 8 of the ornament shapes. I need 4 cow heads, 4 noses. I need a white nose and a peach colored nose. And then I have 4 different hair shapes. And I will use the front of this to figure out what colors go with which. I do know, however, that this has all 8 circles. I'm going to fold my felt in half. Try and smooth it out here a little bit because I've got some creases in this middle here. And pin it together. And then trace 4 circles and cut all of that out, so I'll have 8. I may end up just tracing 8 circles and then cutting them out that way, because I'll probably just do that because that'll be easier. The dark brown is for the 4 cow heads, so I will again trace my 4 cow heads. Then I have this tan and this brown color is for the hair, I'm pretty sure. So I will go ahead and cut those out, and then I'll be back to show you the next plans that I have. Okay, so this is actually the second day I am working on the ornaments. The first day I got it all cut out, and I have them laid out with all the pieces that go to the correct ornament. Turns out you need fabric glue for this project, and I did not have any. So I went ahead and went to the store and got the glue. And now I will be doing the ornaments one by one. The first steps are to glue the pieces down in order. Do that very, very carefully. Why does this continue to get dark? And then do the embroidery stitches. So I will be gluing them all down. I will be back to show you what they look like glued down. And then I'll be starting on the embroidery. Okay, here are the ornaments all glued together. Unfortunately, you can still see some of the pen marks from my gel pen, but I think hopefully you won't once I get the embroidery on there. I also, on this one, I tried to actually get it wet and wash it off, and it helped a little bit. But not as much as I would have liked, so I didn't do it to any other pieces. Even like these ones, you can see the pen, but it's on the bottom of it, so yeah. So now all of this embroidery floss came with the kit, so it's in the correct colors, and I should have enough for everything I need to do. So now I need to make these look like these with all of that embroidery. The vines, the berries, the pine needles and vines and berries, and the insides of the poinsettias, and the vines and berries up here, and the outline of the hair and the nose, the ears, the nostrils, the mouth, and the inside of the ears. All of that is done with embroidery. And finally, we'll do the blanket stitch on the outside to stitch them together. These ones are open at the top, but I'm going to completely close all of mine all around. So when that's finished, I'll be back to show you. I'm going to go ahead and apologize. I did not have any progress footage, no embroidery footage, so I'm sorry for that. But the ornaments are finished. This one here, I did forget to do the pupils. Whoopsies. And it is stitched on the outside. I decided to do white on this one instead, and I actually wish that, yes, I would have done red. But otherwise, I do really, really like them. They're not quite as nice as I would have liked. That glue gets really, really thick and really, really hard to actually stitch through. So if you are going to do something like this, especially with the fabric glue, make sure that it's really thin because it's easier to stitch through. Also, make sure that you have a very good thimble that you like to help push your needle through. The mouths and the noses were my hardest parts to get correct. As you can tell, every last mouth and nose is different. But hey, that's the joys of learning embroidery. Some of the noses were extra hard, so I couldn't actually go in and out of stitching, like through the top and then back through the bottom. I just had to go through a few layers of the felt. I know this is a very different kind of video from what you're used to. Usually you have me designing clothes, sewing clothes, but obviously I do like hand embroidery as well. I love cows, and so I'm going to show you all of the projects I make as long as they are sewing related. I hope you liked my video this week. That is all I have for you. Thank you for watching. If you liked it, hit the like button for me. If you do like my videos and want to make sure you see them all, please hit that subscribe button. And if you do want to know every single time I post, which as we have seen recently is usually on Tuesdays, go ahead and hit that notification bell, and YouTube will notify you every single time I post. Thank you for watching Rebecca's Sewing Room. This was So Be It.